Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com. I am so excited about this recording, and not maybe for the way you think. Well, let's put it this way. It's this thing. It's Nicholas Collon doing, the planets, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is that finally we have, it doesn't say world premiere, but that's as close as makes no difference. Raitio's Moonlight on Jupiter. The perfect coupling. In fact, this disc belongs in our series on smart programming concepts because I can't think of a better one. I mean, I have been after Ondine to do Moonlight on Jupiter for like 20 years. I mean, the very first time, Ondine started out as a local sort of domestic Finnish label. They did a lot of Finnish composers. Afterwards they branched out into like general repertoire and major artists and things. But at the time they were using Finnish artists and some wonderful Finnish composers. There's Marikanto and Metatoja and all these people who you probably never heard of, but who are really, really good composers. And one of them was Väinö Raitio. Väinö Raitio began his career. I mean, he lived from 1891 to 1945. He began his career as a wild-eyed radical, a follower of Scriabin more than anybody else, I would think, in the early decades of the 20th century. And he wrote a series of really crazy tone poems, full of luscious sounds and exotic coruscating harmonies. That's just amazing. And one of these tone poems was Moonlight on Jupiter. And Ondine made a recording of Raitio tone poems. Later, he became more of a just romantic nationalist type guy. He lost his radical bona fides, unfortunately, but that's okay. I mean, he was always a good composer. And there are a couple discs of his orchestral music on Ondine before this one. And they didn't do Moonlight on Jupiter. And I always said to Raitio Killunen, who was the managing director of Ondine, who founded the label, I said, Raitio, you got to do Moonlight on Jupiter. And he always was saying, yeah, okay, but we got to find a coupling. We have to do, he never got around to it while he was still there. He was retired since. But he built an absolutely stupendous label. And I had given up hope of ever hearing anybody come up with Moonlight on Jupiter. But here it is, the perfect coupling to the planets. And if you like Scriabin, if you like that really lush, rich, fin de siècle torpor, you are going to adore Moonlight on Jupiter. It doesn't sound anything like Holst. Holst is all rhythm and band orchestration, basically. But this is what you might expect from something with that kind of a title. I mean, which moon is lighting up Jupiter? I mean, there's 60 some odd of them or something. So who knows which moon we're talking about? All we know is that it's a symphonic poem of spacey wonderfulness. I knew it would be terrific. And it is terrific. It's fun. I mean, it's formless and shapeless and all of those things. It's, late romantic decadence at its very, very best. It makes you feel dirty while you're listening to it. I mean, that's the idea, right? And you're going to love it. And for me, it's worth the album. I mean, certainly nowadays when you can download things individually, if you don't want yet another planets, you can always just go for Moonlight on Jupiter. And you should, and give it a listen. Anyway, the planets itself, this performance, the main item, gets a good performance. It's not a great performance. It's rhythmically very accurate. It doesn't have a lot of the characterful interpretation of each movement. I mean, Mars, it's transparent and well played. It could be much more menacing. Venus is always nice. Mercury is really good. Mercury is quick the way it's supposed to be and really on point rhythmically. And it's very, very tricky. So it's very well played. Jupiter, again, it's supposed to be rotund and jollity. It's supposed to be fun, not just neat and tidy. Saturn builds up to a very good climax. Uranus actually is marvelous. It's probably the best movement in the whole performance, I think. It just has a a bumptiousness and a clarity, and it's it goes very, very well, and has a nice organ glissando at the climax, so that's great. And Neptune is fine. It always works. I mean, Neptune is, how do you wreck Neptune? I mean, you can't. It's nicely done. It's a good, solid performance of the planets, but that's not the point. The point is to get and enjoy Moonlight on Jupiter. And if you like it, like I said, there are two other Ondine discs, of at least two others of Raitio's orchestral works. So the other tone poems he wrote around the same time as Moonlight on Jupiter. There are like 5 or 6 of them. And then some of his later pieces, which are really kind of fun too. They're short, they're vignettes, but beautifully scored and very attractive melodically and well worth hearing. So, yeah, a very happy surprise. And you will be happily surprised as well. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.